Hello students, hope you are doing good. So in this lecture, I'll be just demonstrating you the two-way continuous communication between a client and a server with the help of socket programming. So in the previous lectures, we have seen that how to create a socket, how to establish a connection, a one-way communication between client and a server in which client is sending a particular message to the server, okay, on its particular stream. And the third was the two-way non-continuous communication between a client and a server in which a client is sending a message and the server is responding to that particular message, but it was not continuous. Okay, it was just breaking at some point of time. So now this is a two-way continuous process. Okay, it is like a chat server application we are just developing here, okay, in which continuous exchange of messages will be, okay, there till one particular client or server, okay, just stops the connection. So I will just, okay, demonstrate this program line by line to you. So in this particular line we have just imported the most two important packages, that is the java.network package and the java.input output package, that is very much required in our program because all the networking related, okay, classes, that is the socket class and the socket server class, okay, falls in the category of this network package, and all the stream classes, okay, are under these IO package. So now I have created a client here, okay, this is the name of the class. I have given it demo client 2. You can name it anything, but for the purpose of just understanding it, so I have given this type of name. So a main has been created, that is the entry point of the program, and I have thrown an exception, that is a checked exception, okay, so that it will be handled, okay, by the user or by the JVM. It depends upon the code, okay, what we are writing in the code. So inside the try block, that is a very good practice to write our code in the try block, so that if there is any exception that has been raised inside this, it can be caught, okay, it can be handled, okay, easily. So what I have done, I have created a socket object sk. This socket is a class, okay, that is a predefined class in java.net package. So this socket object, okay, inside this constructor of socket I have passed the local host, okay, and the port number. So this is the address for the server. As I am using a single machine, so this machine will be treated as client and server both for me. So I have just passed the local IP, that is the 127.0.0.1, that is the local host of my machine, okay, and the port number 2784. It can be any number between the range 0 to 65535, but make sure that you don't use any numbers that are reserved for certain applications, like 80 is reserved for HTTP, 3306 is for MySQL, and 80804 for Apache Tomcat. So these type of port number should not be used, okay, so that it can be result in an error later on when you just try to compile the program. So just keep in mind, okay, just use the numbers that are not, okay, used by some processes. So this number, port number, and this local is host is the, this is the IP, this is the address for the server, so that our request must be sent to this particular address, okay. So now I have just created a statement that you can start chat with a simple statement. So now in this line number 13, I have created a buffer reader key r. It means that I have just now passed, okay, I have just passed an particular stream, okay, so that particular stream will be opened, okay, with the help of this input stream reader. And what I'll be doing, I'll be just passing the particular input from the keyboard now, okay, as the client will respond. So client will, okay, if suppose I am the client, so I will just type from my keyboard that hello server, how are you, and anything that I want. So now this operation must be done with the help of keyboard. So that's why I have passed inside this input stream reader that system.in, so that it is to read from the keyboard. So you know that when we create the object of the scanner class, okay, so we just introduce this particular system.in inside this particular scanner class constructor also. So it means that we are now in a position to read directly from the keyboard. We are not reading, okay, we are not passing the input from the we are not passing the message with the help of this print writer, or we are not writing with the help of system.out.println. We are just now in a position to read from the keyboard. Now the message should be okay typed from the keyboard, and it must be okay given, it must be wrapped inside this buffered reader. So this key R means now this buffered reader will take this input, okay, and it will wrap this input stream reader, and this the object of this input stream reader will be now okay referencing to this particular key R, that is the buffer reader object. So now what I am doing, okay, line number 14, this is the print writer PW. So I have now opened the stream. So this is now I have to send the particular message also. Okay, so I have to, if I have to send the message, okay, if I have to send this particular message that I am writing, okay, so I have to open the print writer on that particular output stream. As I have told you that in order to connect, okay, in order to connect the connection, in order to make the two sockets okay communicate with each other, we must create a link. So this link is the stream. So now we have opened a print writer over this output stream, because now we are in a position to send the message. Okay, and I have made this true, it means it is auto flush. Okay, so now I'm not forcing, okay, I'm not doing pw.flush type of thing, it is auto flush. It means it guarantees that all the characters must be written successfully to that particular outstream object, okay, to the outstream. So now in this particular line number 16, okay, now I am not interested in this, I'll just okay tell you after, I'll just explain this. So come to line number 21, it says while true. So it is an infinite loop now, because we are in a continuous okay in a continuous position of sending the messages. So I have to put my condition inside a while loop. So while true means, it means till it is true. Okay, so what I am doing, I have just created okay two variables of type string, that is send and receive. One is for sending the message and other is from receiving the message from the server, that I'll tell later on. So I have first my task is to send the particular message from client to server. So I am more interested in this send. So what I am doing, key R means the particular input that we have taken, that we have generated from the keyboard, it must be read line by line. Okay, it must be read line by line, and it must be okay it must be stored in this send type of string. The particular okay input that we are reading line by line, it must be returned to this particular type of string, that is send. Okay, so all the lines that we are reading, it will be returned as a string through this variable send. So I am just writing this send. Okay, so now this object of print writer, okay, this is just writing, okay, this is just writing this send over this println method. So what it will do, it will just read okay line by line, and it will just send this line okay to the output stream, and it will be received, okay, it will be received by the server socket, and the server socket will just open its input stream to read these lines, and the input stream of the server socket will decode these okay messages in the form of characters. So this will flow in the form of character. Okay, we are just reading it, okay, we are reading through the system.in. It means we are reading with the keyboard, and we are the lines that we are reading, we are just returning it in the form of a string, and it is stored in this send type of variable, and we are just passing this send type of variable to the object of this print writer, so that it can be written successfully to the stream of the socket. Okay, so till now it is clear to you. Okay, so now comes to this demo server, and let's see what happens. Okay, so now when we are writing to the demo server, so demo server socket must be in a position to receive this. Okay, so now what it will do, the demo server's input stream will be into the picture. Okay, because we have opened the output stream for our client, so the input stream will be automatically open for the server, because it should read the message that we have given to it. So now this line number 17 is for server reading the message from client through its input stream. So what we have created, we have opened an input stream. Okay, with the help of this input stream reader, we have bind it. Okay, and we have just wrapped this input stream reference inside this buffer reader, and inside this buffer reader, what we have created an object of ser receive. It means now this ser receive means this server will receive. Okay, ser receive means server receive type of object is now created. Okay, that is of type buffer reader, because it will now read from the input stream. Okay, buffer reader is for reading. Okay, so buffer reader's object, this ser receive, server receive object, will now read from the input stream. Okay, it will read line by line and it will print the required message. Okay, it will just decode the characters that are present in the stream and it will just convert it into the character. So now we have just created send, string send and string receive. So we are more interested in receiving. So what we will do, a while loop has been incorporated here because it is an infinite loop. So the condition is, if server receive dot read line. Okay, so when this server receive is reading the input line by line, so it is just returning the string that is stored in this receive type of string. So line by line it is just decoding the particular the bytes, it is reading the lines and it is returning it in the form of string that is stored in this receive. And when this condition will be false, when it is equal to null, so till it is not equal to null, all the lines will be received successfully and simultaneously we are just printing these lines. Okay, so what we have done, we have just printed with the help of system.out.println. It means client has sent this message and plus receive, it means we have just embed this particular receive in this particular method. Okay, so now all the lines that are receiving in the form of string, it will be printed in our output. And when this condition will be false, when our string becomes when the string returns null, it means all the lines have been exhausted, there is no line to be read, so it will just return a null and it will come out of the loop. Okay, so now what our objective is, now we have received also, now the condition is, now we have to send, the server must send some data to the client now. It will respond to client. So what I have created an object. Here you can see, now again these lines have been pasted here. Now the buffer reader will be opened for this particular server, in which the server is now in a position to take input from the keyboard. So now the input will be taken with the help of the buffer reader. So keyr is for, this is the object for the buffer reader, it means it is now taking the input from the keyboard. So we have passed a system.in inside this input stream reader. We have just wrapped this input stream reader with this buffer reader. We cannot pass system.in directly inside the constructor of buffer reader. It cannot communicate directly with the system.in. Therefore we have created input stream reader. We have created the input stream reader object, and inside this constructor of this input stream reader we have just passed the system.in. So in is the object of system class. It is for taking the input from the keyboard. And now what is our task? Our task is to write. So server must be in a condition to write the data now to the client. So for this purpose we have to open a PrintWriter. So now our server's output stream must come into picture. For writing server's output stream, for reading server's input stream, for writing client's output stream, for reading client's input stream. This you must remember. So now at line number 15, what we have done, we have created a PrintWriter object over the output stream of the server, and we have made this true. It means now auto flush will be there. So it means that the last character must be written successfully. It guarantees. So the flush method guarantees that all the characters must be written successfully to the stream. So till now it is clear, I hope. So now what we are doing, we are just now in a condition of sending the message. So this send will be in picture now. Receive we have done, so send will be in picture. So now what we have done here, as we have read the information line by line, so it will be invoked by the object of this keyr. So keyr is the object of buffer reader. So buffer reader object is reading line by line, that is that line we have just given as an input from the keyboard, and it is returned as a string in this send type of variable, that is of type string. And what we are doing, we are just passing this send in this print writers method, that is print method, and that's all. So as soon as we just pass this send type of variable inside this print writers method, it will be sent to the client side, and now the clients okay, now the client's data stream must come into the picture. Okay, so now the client's receive must come into the picture to receive this particular thing. Okay, so now again I will just come here. Okay, so now this part, now 25, now I am here. So now what will happen, send we have done, so now the receive of the client, so it means that the particular message that has been sent from the server, it has to be received to the client. So now the ser receive method of the client, okay, will be in the picture. Okay, so what it will do, it will just, okay, create an input stream reader for the client. Okay, so now client is reading, so an input stream reader will be created. Okay, and an input stream will be generated, in which we have just created an object of buffer reader, because it will now receiving from the server. So we have created an object of type server receive. Ser receive means server receive from the server. Okay, so now server receive object of this buffer reader will read the data, the bytes from the server's input stream. Okay, so it will just read the data from that has been sent by the server's output stream to the client's input stream. Okay, so this buffer reader server receive will read the data that has been sent by the server's output stream to the client's input stream. So from input stream it will now try to read the data in the form of bytes. Okay, so now the data will be read. Okay, so the data will be read and will be converted into characters. Okay, so server receive will read this data line by line. This message read line is used, okay, to read line by line, and it will return all the lines to this receive. So it will return a string. So this string will be held by this receive variable that is of type string. And when this condition will be false, when all the lines have been exhausted and when this method is equal to null, then it means there is no further data that has been sent by the server. It means come out of the loop. Okay, and it will just terminated, the condition will be terminated. And if this condition is not, okay, terminated till now, it means there are lines, there are certain data that is to be read. So that particular lines will be, okay, given as a string, and till it is not equal to null, and we are just printing these lines. Okay, so we just pass this receive to the system.out.println method. Okay, so from server this will be received and it will be print. You will see in the client side that server is saying this. Okay, client, what the client is saying, it will be reflected on the server side, and what the client is responding, what the server is responding is visible to the client side. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. Okay, so that's all. This is the end of the program. And if any of the server or any of the client, okay, in line number 30 I have just, okay, included a condition that if any of this, if send dot equals by, so if this send, it means this is an object. Okay, send is an, okay, sorry, it is an object of type string, it is a variable. So we are just calling if it is equal to by. Okay, so if this client or this server, okay, writes by, so it must be exited. Okay, so it must exit and the connection must be released. So system.exit 0 must be invoked. So I have just written this inside this, okay, server. You can also write it in client, it's your wish. Okay, you can make this program, okay, more interactive also as you like. So when this by will be typed, so the connection will be just stopped. Okay, so I am just trying, okay, I am just trying to, okay, make you aware that how this particular thing will be executed. So we'll just run this particular program. So we have to open different, okay, different command prompts. So I'll just show you. I'm just opening the command prompt from here so that it will be visible, more visible to you. So it is in E drive, and again I'll just open again command prompt. It is E drive. Okay, so one is for client and one is for server, so that you can see it, okay, without any interruption. So here I will just compile Java C. It is demo server, okay, 2.java. So first of all you have to start the server. Okay, that is mandatory. So there is no error. So server 2. Okay, so server is waiting for the client to connect. It means it is now listening. Okay, it has not been connected now. So from client, okay, I'll just run the client java c demo client2 dot java. Okay, so it has thrown some errors. It has try and some, let's resolve the errors. What are the errors? Let's try to resolve from the client side. What it is saying, it's saying that, okay, so try without catch. So we'll just come here. Okay, I think I have missed. So there are multiple, okay, I think there are multiple curly braces here. This is if condition, this is now it will work. Okay, so I'll just come here. This is server and this is our client. So now we'll try to run the client. Okay, so let's see. I haven't executed the program till now. That's why the error is there. Java C demo client, this is capital 2 dot java. Okay, so error has been resolved. Now I will just try to execute it. Okay, demo client 2 and java. So now you can see the connection has been established as soon as I have just executed the client. Here you can see connection established and this message has been prompted that now you can start chat. So I will just I'll just write with the help of the input that I'll take from the keyboard, it will be reflected here also. Okay, so this is client, this is server. Okay, so now I am just taking the input from the keyboard system.in. So now I just write hi server. So here you can see client hi server. Okay, so the message that I have sent, I have typed in my client panel, it is reflected to the server panel. So now the server will respond hi client, I am good. So it must be reflected here. Okay, so it's saying hi client, I am good. So again the client will say okay fine. So it is reflected here, okay fine. So it will now say bye. So bye, it's saying bye. Another, if I come here, so you can see the connection has been disconnected. Now the connection is no more. In this way you can just demonstrate this. You can just create a client server model. This is a continuous two-way communication of a client server model. I hope your concepts are clear now. Okay, so try to execute some more programs, try to create your own chat servers with your own graphic user interface. So stay happy.